Well, look at that. No takers for 34-year-old Nick Castellanos, even at a super reduced salary, and the Phillies were forced to pay him his money and send him on his way. And listen, this was a failure of free agency. This is what happens. Sometimes it works, sometimes you can live with it, sometimes it fails. But the real failure is the way this team is built. It is built through free agency, which means this is going to happen again. They're going to find themselves in a situation where they signed a guy to a long-term deal in his 30s and it didn't work out. And now, can someone trade for him? Do we just have to buy him out? They will be in this situation again because their farm system hasn't produced a meaningful difference maker in 20 years. And well-run organizations, they don't operate that way. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Philadelphia, presented by our friends at Togo. Got to talk today about Nick Castellanos because this is just stupid and embarrassing. Telling Nick to just stay home in hopes that you can trade him is just ridiculous. Now, you know what you could have done to save yourself some of this money? You could have signed Bo Bichette and make that $20 million back in tickets and t-shirts and jerseys in a couple of days. But hey, this is kind of the problem with the Phillies. This is just what happens when you build a team through free agency. Sometimes it really works, like Kyle Schwarber and Zach Wheeler. Sometimes there's mixed results, but it's okay. Sometimes it's awesome at first, and now you just gotta cross your fingers on the back end of the deal like we might be doing with Bryce Harper. But then there's the failures. The failures like Nick Castellanos. It happens. That's what free agency is. It's a risk. Nick Castellanos put up a .732 OPS in his 4 years with the Phillies. It decreased 3 straight years, and he was at .694 last season, tying his career low from his first year with the Phils. The Phillies signed a 30-year-old to a 5-year deal, coming off by far the best season of his career. Free agency is paying aging players for what they did in their prime and crossing your fingers. This one didn't work. Maybe developing some talent will save you the $20 million down the line, but this is an incompetence tax. You have to pay this $20 million because your organization is incompetent at developing talent. In Gelb's piece, he says, since 2021, there have been 220 rookies across baseball with at least 200 plate appearances in a season. Only 3, Bryce Stott, Matt Vierling, and Otto Kemp, were Phillies. Forget impact players. You're not creating any players in your farm system. This team hasn't had meaningful contributions from its farm system basically since Mike Arbuckle left after the '08 World Series. And that's why there isn't a ton of excitement going into this season, even about the things that are new and could be different this year. Are we really expecting Justin Crawford and Aiden Miller and Andrew Painter to be difference makers? Why would we? If they are, it would be a very pleasant surprise. Nothing would make me happier, but it is impossible to expect. The number of homegrown difference makers this team has produced in the last 20 years is minuscule at best. It's just a matter of time before you're doing this again, because this is how the organization is built. It is a feature of the system. It's one of the reasons well-run organizations don't build through free agency.